Hello friend, my name is Asindra and today I'm going to continue playing for you Dragon Age Origins. Now last time we finished the Deep Roads quest line and got Balin hired, or not hired, but crowned as king, which is good for Orzammar, but he's still a really shitty person. Like, he had his brother and father killed, I'm like 100% sure. Not necessarily by him, but by happenstance, or something like that. But, I just finished selling things that I didn't want to a blacksmith, not a blacksmith, actually I think he is a blacksmith, but, to a person. And now we're gonna go talk to Filda and do a bunch of random quests that we have left in our journal. We've got this one, we gotta go to the, records, the Shaperit, and talk to like 3 different people about stuff. And find the topsider's resting place or whatever. So yeah, let's talk to Filda.
You've returned. With all the excitement over the new king, I never expected you to remember my poor son. Did you learn anything about my Ruck?
I'm sorry, Ruck's dead.
Oh, my poor boy. I guess I knew, but I just wish I could have seen him one last time. Here, this is my husband's masterwork, the first shield he smithed. I don't have anyone to save it for anymore. I'd like you to have it, for what you risked to bring me this news.
Thank you. Yay. Wynn approves. Wynn gives me approval a lot, which is good. This is to the wrong way. We need to go back to the Diamond Quarter, where... why are there dead bodies here? Where we can go to the Shaperit. What up, guys? I've got some things to show. Here, Orta.
I started to worry. I didn't know if you were ever coming back. Did you find any records? Any sign of the old Orton Tig?
I have the records right here.
You found them? Let me see. That's my great-grandmother's name. And her husband. Oh, great ancestors, it's them! It's me! I am an Orton. Oh, thank you. I have to take these to the assembly right away. Find me there. Once these are acknowledged, I'll give you any reward.
Cool. Let's see, and then I need to talk to you.
Most impressive, Warden. King Balin's ascent to his father's throne has been recorded in the memories. Is there something more I can help you with?
No, nothing.
Your presence has been recorded in the memories. I wish you well.
What? Hang on. Shaperit Scribe?
I hope you find what you're looking for.
Who am I supposed to give these to, then?
At least someone is willing to stand up for tradition. Thank you again.
I'm quite busy. Please do not disturb me.
Who am I supposed to give the things to?
Are you with that warrior girl who's always here?
Warrior girl? I don't know who that is. There's a chest over there. Can Zevran open it? It's the question of the day. The question of this entire Let's Play playthrough.
On it.
Yes, he can. Gloves of diligence, the search for the true prophet. Anyways, so what am I supposed to do with this quest that's lost in the memories? No, not this one. The Dead Cast. If proven, the lineage of the Dead Cast house symbol could lead to in the Shaperit. It must be entered into the memories in the Shaperit if the validity of the claim is to be tested. So I need to actually put it in the book? Is that what you're saying to me? I thought I was just supposed to give it to him. Let me touch this. Let me touch it. I'm going to touch it.
As you say.
The Dead Cast insignia has been entered into the memories. Legion of the Dead may eventually be considered a caste or house of its own. Cool. Can I talk to you about that?
Most impressive, Warden.
Yes,
King,
yes.
is there something more I can help you with?
No.
Your presence has been recorded.
Bye-bye. Hello.
My name's Orta. After the old Orton house, they gave our seat back. And the records show which houses still owe House Orton money. One day, I will be able to properly thank you for all you've done for me.
Your happiness is enough.
And I don't know what treasure is left, but whatever I get, you can have as much as you want. I'll have to find someone willing to look. Maybe a whole expedition. If the Tig is still there, it must have something. House Orton will not forget this kindness. Didn't that sound official?
Yep. Cool beans.
News of the hour. Lord Harrimont arrested. Thrown into prison awaiting execution. Epic fail.
Really? Did you really just say that? Really?
She would have to go for an elf.
She who?
Yeah, she...
You and the warden.
Oh.
We all know what's going on there.
Oh, does that make you jealous, my stout little friend?
Me? Yeah. Last thing I need is another woman in my life.
One wife was enough for you, was she?
Yeah, Bronca was only slightly more woman than I am. Bristle-chin poetess.
Shocking that our fair Grey Warden didn't choose you instead.
Wonders never cease.
I don't know if Ogren is even a choice. If I did go out with Ogren, at least our hair would match. And here is the Topsider's final resting place. Boop. Codex updated. There must always be another to take up arms against the darkness. That is the court of true family beyond kin, and the unifying link that will bring day to night and allow the fallen to rest. Items received? What item did we receive? Gloves of Diligence was earlier, Ruck's Shields earlier, Search for the True Prophet. What did we receive? Topsider's Honor. There we go. Ooh, it's a tier 7 sword. Nice. And the quest is completed. Yay.
I win. Care to partake of Ogren's fine homebrew? It's the drink of the gods.
Ale, is it? And I hope it's brewed hygienically?
Probably.
Of course. I may not know clean from a beggar's ass when it comes to most things, but I don't mess around with my ale.
Very well, let's have a taste.
Well, what do you think?
Very nice.
Ah, you like it? Well, I never...
Attractive amber color, nutty flavor, slightly sweet, just a hint of toastiness. There's some spice to it I'm finding hard to place.
Yes?
Is it cloves?
Cloves! Ha ha! By the stone, you're a lady after my own heart. If I weren't buckled in this armor, I'd take you around the corner and, well, you know.
Give me more ale.
Ben has the greatest conversations.
Give me a moment.
Sure, take your time.
By the stone. I feel like I'm about to fall off the world with all that sky up there.
Is that strange to you?
Strange? Strange is your wife turning out to prefer the ladies, not living in a world without a bleeding ceiling. Well, let's get moving. We're losing, daylight.
Poor Ogren. It's all very new to him. Alright, so we are going to go... That's not what I want to do. Yes, that's what I want to do. We're going to go to our party and drop off some runes and make sure everybody's equipped with their things. And then I'm going to stop by the Warden's Keep and put all the things that we don't need in there. Oh, I have a gift for you, Sten. Let me find you in this mess of people. You. And it's in the gift section. Here's a totem.
Unexpected. Thank you.
And then I have a gift for Win, which is this way. No, I lied. Yes, here.
Oh, marvelous.
Yay. Hi, Shale.
I have a question for it, if it will indulge me. My understanding is that it encountered the smith named Ferelden, he who was responsible for the creation of the golems, that he had become a golem himself.
Yes.
What I do not know is what became of him. Why did he not return with it? I would have many questions for him.
I'm so sorry. He killed himself.
He killed himself? Ah, I would doubt it, but no. I see it is telling the truth. May I ask what became of the Anvil of the Void, assuming that it too still existed?
It was destroyed as Ferelden wanted.
Then it was no doubt for the best. With Ferelden also goes any chance I might have had of finding answers on my past, I assume. Tell me, did it find out anything from Ferelden? Anything at all about how I might have been made?
The anvil made golems from living souls.
Meaning that I was once a living creature?
Yep.
That seems highly unlikely, and more than a little insulting. Is it certain?
You were once squishy, sad but true.
Was I forced into this? Or simply glad to abandon a frail body? And more importantly, who was I? I simply must know. I cannot help but believe that answers lie elsewhere in the deep roads. We must look.
Anywhere specific?
Yes, no, I don't know. If it can search the deep roads, I may remember something. If not, then I will have to wait.
Okay. Shale disapproves 5. Rude. Hi, Stan.
You called.
Why were you imprisoned?
I caged myself. A weak mind is a deadly foe, as you are no doubt aware.
What do you mean? Are you saying you put yourself in that cage?
I know that my failures were my own. I told you before that I was sent here. I was not sent alone. I came to your lands with 7 of the Beresad, my brothers, to seek answers about the blight. We made our way across the Ferelden countryside without incident, seeing nothing of the threat we were sent to observe. Until the night we camped by Lake Calenhad. They came from everywhere. The earth beneath our feet, the air above us. Our own shadows harbored the darkspawn. I saw the last of the creatures cut down, too late. I fell.
What happened to the other Canary?
I am told no others survived. I don't know how long I lay on the battlefield among the dead, nor do I know how the farmers found me. I only know that when I woke I was no longer among my brothers, and my sword was gone from my hand.
What did you do?
I searched for it, and when that failed I asked my rescuers what had become of it.
Did the farmers know where it was?
They said they found me with nothing.
Did you believe them?
I did. I knew they didn't have the blade. They had no reason to lie to me. I panicked. Unthinking, I struck them down.
You panicked over a lost blade?
That sword was made for my hand alone. I have carried it from the day I was set into the Beresad. I was to die wielding it for my people. Even if I could cross Ferelden and Tevinter unarmed and alone to bring my report to the Arishok, I would be slain on sight by the Antam. They would know me as soulless, a deserter. No soldier would cast aside his blade while he drew breath.
Couldn't you search for it?
If I knew where to look, it would be in my hand now.
Okay. Where did you fight the Darkspawn?
Near Lake Calenhad.
Don't worry, we'll find it.
Perhaps those words are empty, but thank you all the same.
Just gathering side quests now. We already got Alistair's, Severin.
What is your desire?
Care to answer some questions?
Very well, but I consider this pillow talk.
Do you actually enjoy being an assassin?
And why not? There are many things to enjoy about being a crow in Antiva. You are respected, you are feared, the authorities go out of their way to overlook your trespasses, even the rewards are nothing to turn your nose up at. As for the killing part, well, some people simply need assassinating. Or do you disagree?
No, you're probably right.
I often find myself the instrument of fate, ending these lives for one necessity or another. I console myself with the notion that most of them had it coming. As far as enjoying the act of killing itself, why not? There is a certain artistry to the deed, the pleasure of sinking your blade into their flesh and knowing that their life is in your hands.
I know what you mean.
There are many things I did not enjoy about being a crow, of course. Having no choice, being treated as an expendable commodity, the rules, oh, so many rules. But simply being an assassin, I like it just fine. I will continue to do it if I can, even if I am not a crow. Honestly, could you picture me doing something else?
Handsome elf like you, I can think of a few things.
I mean professionally. Or maybe you mean professionally as well. Perhaps you intend to peddle my services to bored Ferelden noblewomen. It is an interesting thought, but I've always removed my clothes strictly on an amateur basis. A talented amateur, of course, but an amateur nonetheless. Of course, all these thoughts are moot. Chances are still good that you and I will perish, eaten by darkspawn or slain by the crows at some point. Very gruesomely, I imagine. But it is pleasant enough to chat about. Come, let's move on while our boots still have some wear in them.
I love you, Severin. Okay, let's see. Liliana, do I want to talk to you? Not really. Ogren, I want to talk to you.
There you are. Wanted to talk to you.
Oh. What about?
You and I, we've... you know how sometimes you spend time with people and things.
Take your time. What is it?
I was thinking, I do know some people out here on the surface. A person, actually. A girl I knew in Orzammar. Before I left, obviously.
A girl you knew or a girl you knew?
What? Oh, you mean where we were rutting? Oh, aye. After Bronca left for the deep roads. Name's Felsi. She was a fiery one. I'm sure she's forgiven me by now. Thought maybe I'd track her down. See how she's been living.
Do you know how to find her?
I tried to look her up the last time we were at Lake Calenhad. She wasn't at work at the inn. At home with her sick mother, they said. I figured it was just the ancestors telling me something. But I keep thinking about her.
We can go back.
Well, and a good friend you are, Warden. I'll think about you if we ever... no, actually, that would be gross. What was it you wanted to say?
I'd like to know more about you.
What about?
How do you like the surface?
It's sodding great. At first I was a little queasy with all that air, but there's just so much of it. No one has any idea who you are or what you're doing. And the ale. Oh, who'd have thought? Ale made with grain. Aye, the surface is great. It's like a big, bright world of filth without a ceiling. My kind of place. Hey, let's go find something to kill, huh? All this talk makes my hands twitchy.
Alright. I guess we'll talk to Liliana and see if we can get her request.
Something I can help with?
I'd like to talk to you about something.
Yes? What's on your mind?
You were a traveling... Oh, I heard in Orlais minstrels are often spies.
Where did you hear this?
Someone told me this a long time ago.
And you believe everything you hear?
Not all minstrels are spies. Most are just singers and storytellers, but some of them are what we call bards.
And the bards are spies?
Bards are minstrels and more. Spies, as you say. Some say there is a bard order, but I don't think this is true. Many bards work alone or in small groups, doing the bidding of a patron who pays for their services. If there is an organization behind it all, no one knows who they are.
Patron? What sort of patron?
Nobles, mostly. In Orlais, there is much rivalry amongst the highborn. They fight over land, influence, and the favor of the Empress. But they cannot do this openly because it is impolite, and in public, they wear smiling faces and pretend to be civil.
Great game.
In secret, they plot and scheme to destroy each other. It is a game completely meaningless to anyone but its players.
I knew it. You're not just some innocent sister.
I have revealed too much, it seems, but it doesn't matter what I used to be. It is the past.
So that's where you learned to fight like that.
My skills served me well, but the day finally came when I decided to just put them aside. I found myself in Ferelden and sheltered from bad weather in the Chantry, and when the storm passed, I just did not want to leave. I like to see the Maker brought me here.
Okay, you're not going to give me your side quest. Fine, be that way. What about you, Wynn? Will you?
What's on your mind?
Do you have any regrets at all?
I try not to dwell too much on the mistakes of my past, of which there are many. I would go quite mad if I did that. But I do have one regret. The greatest misstep of my life, made even more grave because it had dire consequences for someone else.
What did you do?
Years ago, I was assigned as mentor to a lad, Anarin. He was my first apprentice. Anarin was an elf, raised in one of the elven alienages, and he was very mistrustful of humans, especially humans in authority.
And you took him from his people and put him in the tower.
What Anarin needed was time. Time to get used to his new home, time to emerge from his shell, so we could build a rapport. I gave him no such time. I was young and arrogant. He is a mage, I thought. He needs to grow up and act like one. I expected too much from him too quickly. I gave no consideration to his origin or his feelings, and he retreated further from me. All I could think of was how stubborn he was, how he was throwing away all his talent and his potential just to be difficult.
And what did he think of you?
Oh, I dread to think. I was a harsh taskmistress. He might have thought I was a demon in disguise. You cannot plant crops in the cold, wintry ground. You cannot teach a student who is closed off and unresponsive. Patience is what is needed, and I learned that too late to help him.
What happened to Anarin?
Anarin ran away from the circle one night. I had berated him over some trivial, ridiculous matter that I no longer remember. I drove him away because of something utterly unimportant. He was a child, 14 at the time of his leaving. They had his phylactery, and they hunted him down.
Why didn't they just bring him back to the tower?
They called him Maleficar, a mage who practices forbidden magic, deserving of death. He was a child, misunderstood and lost. I begged the Templars to tell me if he suffered, if they gave him a quick death. I got no answers from them. I was his mentor, and they wouldn't even tell me what became of him.
It's not your fault, Wynn.
I should have known better. I had the best mentors. They were kind, compassionate. Why didn't I learn from them? I failed Anarin. All I had to do was listen to him. He would try to talk to me, and I would tell him to concentrate on his spells. He talked about the alienage sometimes, and the Dalish. He always talked about looking for the Dalish elves.
Maybe he did find the Dalish.
The Templars are well trained and thorough. That he still lives, it would be a vain hope. The apprentices that came after Anaren benefited greatly from the lessons I learned from him. In a sense, he was my teacher, and I his student.
See, there is a bright side.
And there it is. My story, my one greatest regret.
Yay, we get Wynn's Regret quest. Why did you decide to come to Ferelden?
My mother was from Denerim, and I consider myself a Ferelden. Mother served an Orlesian noblewoman who lived here when Orlais ruled. When Orlais was defeated and the common folk began to resent the presence of any Orlesian, the lady returned to Orlais. She took my mother with her. I was born in Orlais and did not set foot in Ferelden till much later. Mother was always telling me stories of her homeland. I think she missed it.
What happened to your mother?
Mother died when I was very young. Lady Cecily let me stay with her. I had no one else. She was quite old then, and she had me study music and dance to entertain her. It is unfair that I have more memories of Cecily than my mother.
You remember nothing of your mother?
Strangely, the only thing I really remember of Mother was her scent. She kept dried flowers in her closet amongst her clothes. Small white Ferelden wildflowers with a sweet fragrance. Mother called them Andrastis Grace. They were very rare in Orlais. But enough about that. Let us move on.
Okay.
Something I can help with? Yes? What's on your mind?
Do you miss anything about Orlais?
I miss Val-Royeaux. Unlike other cities where the people are the lifeblood and the character, Val-Royeaux was her own person, and her people little more than decorations. There was always music in Val-Royeaux, streaming from the many windows, quiet refrains and triumphant choruses, and always, floating above that all, the chant, coming from the grand cathedral. It was magnificent.
It sounds wonderful.
Oh, it would take me a day or two to talk about the many splendors of Orlais, her golden fields, her lush meadows. Of course there are good things and bad things about Orlais, like anywhere else. Sometimes I miss it dearly, and sometimes I'm glad I'm rid of it. And you will laugh at this, but I miss the fine things I had in Orlais.
What sorts of things?
Dresses, fine dresses and furs, and shoes, of course. One can't mingle with nobility with bad shoes, you see. Orlais is very fashionable, almost ridiculously so. But the shoes! Living with those ridiculous trends was worth it for the shoes.
Oh, I love shoes.
When I left Orlais, the fashion was shoes with delicate tapered heels and embellishments in the front. A ribbon, perhaps, or embroidery. In soft colors, of course. It was spring.
Oh, that sounds so lovely.
I had my eye on a pair my shoemaker was working on. It was covered in pale blue silk, with amber beads on the toe. The shoes made in Orlais were exquisite. Not at all like these clunky fur-lined leather boots you have in Ferelden. Ugh, just look at them.
I know, right? So ugly and shapeless.
They're sturdy shoes, but sometimes a girl just wants to have pretty feet. Oh, I could talk about shoes all day, but we have things to do, don't we?
Yeah.
Something I can help with? Yes? What's on your mind?
Well, anyway, since we can't seem to get her quest, and we have everybody else's, I guess that I'm going to say goodbye. So, thank you for watching. I love you. Next time we will go around finishing some of the quests that we have in here. We're not going to finish this one because I didn't want to, but we're going to go look around, maybe do the companion quests, and yeah. So, thank you. I love you. Bye-bye.